to where it all began. A group of professional wrestlers that set out to change the world. What began as a dream has effectively altered this sport forever. Tonight is one of the most important nights in AEW history, the biggest pay-per-view in the United States for all elite wrestling, the destination for the best wrestlers in the world. This is All In 0 Hour, coming to you from Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas. We are here to set the stage, to talk all the action. We're in it.
And now, from Globe Life Field in Arlington, AEW presents All In Texas 0 Hour.
We are here. This is it. We are setting the stage for All In Texas. It is already on fire in here in Globe Life Field. You can feel the energy. I've been able to feel it all week since we've been here, guys. I am Renee Paquette, hosting all things here for 0 Hour. Joining me, as always, in a seersucker suit, no less, RJ City.
My seer has been sucked. I find them to be too loud already. The stars at night are big and bright. Unfortunately, we're in Arlington in the afternoon to watch destruction, blood, violence, and everything horrible.
My true right-hand man here, the legendary Double J, Jeff Jarrett.
Renee, they're loud. They're proud. Everything's bigger in Texas. The biggest show on North American soul in AEW history. You ready, Paul?
I'm ready, Jeff. You scared me a little bit there. I'm excited to be here. Thank you, Renee. Thank you, RJ. These AEW fans are excited. All in Texas. Let's go.
Let's do this. All right, before we get to anything, let's talk about how we are able to watch the pay-per-view tonight. Let's talk about that.
Renee, if you are in the United States, you can watch All In. If these people will be quiet on Amazon Prime, YouTube, PPV.com, in-demand through traditional cable and satellite providers, and Dave & Buster's.
That's right. If you guys are watching internationally on YouTube.com, PPV.com, and also on Prime. Now let's talk about the action, the reason all of these people are ready to take their seats and watch this action. Let's all starting right here on 0 Hour. We've got this 8-man tag team match. Big Boom AJ is in the house, teaming up with Kyle O'Reilly, Tomorrow Ishii, and Hologram, taking on Hechicero, Lance Archer, and RPG Vice, members of the Don Callis family.
And then there is going to be baby oil, body hair, facial hair, and classic tag team wrestling as FTR take on the Outrunners one more time.
And oh, baby, the Sons of Texas are home. They are taking on Shane Taylor Promotions tonight in an 8-man tag right here on 0 Hour. Let's talk this pay-per-view.
Live on pay-per-view is the biggest women's match of all time. AEW Women's World Champion Timeless Toni Storm takes on the CEO Mercedes Moné.
And for the first time on American soil, two legends, two game changers in this industry, Kenny Omega versus Kazuchika Okada, take it all, winner take all for the Unified Championship. Wow, it is loud in here.
MJF and Mark Briscoe will start, and it only gets crazier from there. The men's casino gauntlet match, the winner gets a world title shot.
Well, let's double it up and give a little women's casino gauntlet. We've got Chris Statlander entering at number 1, Megan Bayne entering at number 2. The rest is up for grabs for a future shot at the AEW Women's World Championship.
And then the EVPs put just that on the line against the super group of Swerve and Ospreay, but if they lose, they can't challenge for the world title for an entire year.
Let's talk some tag team gold here. It is on the line as the indestructible Hurt Syndicate put their titles on the line in a 3-way match against the Patriarchy and Jet Speed.
And then the Death Riders take one more ride for the Trios Championships, this time with Gabe Kidd against Joe Hobbs Shibata, the Ops.
And for the grandest prize in this industry, the AEW World Championship will be battled in a Texas death match. Jon Moxley versus Hangman Adam Page. I don't much care for these chants happening behind me right now, but let's talk this match. We've got the Texas death match happening here tonight. A match that, I'm not going to lie, walked into this building tonight feeling a little bit nervous. I'm excited for tonight and what All In has to offer, but what this match has in store for us, this Texas death match between Jon Moxley, Hangman Adam Page. They have been in this situation before. Hangman, of course, has that victory over Jon Moxley. Hangman chose this stipulation. This is going to get ugly.
It's already ugly. If you've watched Dynamite, if you've watched Collision, it's been ugly for a long time. But I cannot wait, Renee, because all the marbles are on the line.
That's right. All right, talk to me about Hangman. I mean, these people have been chanting for him from the moment that we walked in here. Does it feel like momentum is on this man's side? We saw him making amends with Swerve Strickland. It seems like he doesn't want to come into this battle alone. He knows he's got to face the Death Riders. I mean, the odds are still against Hangman tonight.
I think Mox was right. I mean, Hangman's always been emotionally conflicted. He started off this year doing horrible, horrible things. People loved him anyway, and he's slowly snapping out of it, but it's not about the emotions or friendships or anything else. It's about getting that title out of that briefcase.
Well, without further ado, let's break down the Texas Deathmatch rules. Double J, you want to take this one away?
I'll take it. Can I get over here and
Go
talk
for
about
it.
Our local weatherman.
Can we talk about it? We've got a cheat sheet here, folks. No time limit. Renee, I'm going to tell you. We've talked about it. We're going to talk about it for the next 2 hours. 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. But there's only 2 ways to win this match. But there's no time limit. No disqualification. The match will not stop for blood. No, sir. You know what? I like to say falls count anywhere. That's not true. Falls do not matter in this match.
So no pinfalls?
Not at all. The only
How
way,
do you win?
and they're going to be fighting all over the place, but the only way to win is either one man is going to submit or he cannot answer the bell. That's it. Texas Deathmatch rules. We're going to talk about a few legendary Texas Deathmatch in history, but folks, Renee, Mr. Moxley, he better have packed a lunch.
Well, let me tell you this. John did pack a lunch, because if anybody is prepared for this match, it's Jon Moxley. Obviously, I know my husband in a different way than you guys, but let me tell you this. It is hot here in Texas. I'll tell you what John's been doing the past couple weeks.
I've heard.
He has moved our cardio equipment outside into the heat, dressing in layers of clothes. This heat is not going to be a factor for him because he is thinking steps and steps ahead of his opponent. I mean, that is something that comes into play when you're in this heat. You're sweating. There's emotion, there's adrenaline. All of these things are going to come into play, let alone the different weapons that might come into play.
Different weapons? Well, let's talk about the different players that can step on the board.
Yep.
We saw Thursday night Collision. When Hangman sat down and Swerve, you talk about some compelling TV, some emotional. It told a story within a story within a story. There's going to be multiple layers to this, but at the end of the night, we're going to see some cowboy SHIT do his thing.
Paul, talk to me about your POV on the Texas death match. What are you anticipating tonight from these two guys? We've seen the build-up for months getting to this moment. Jon Moxley has held the world title hostage since October. How do you see this going down?
Well, the thing is, this match is so clear because neither one of these guys has a quit button. They don't know how to stop. This is going to be a very violent, very intense altercation. I think these fans here in AEW in Texas are going to be blown away by. Who do you pick? How do you pick? These guys don't know how to quit. They're two pit bulls locked in, and that's the way it's going to end.
That truly is the thing that makes me nervous, is there's no quit in either one of these men. But listen, we've been in Texas all week. I sat down with not just Jon Moxley, but my husband to talk to him about this match, about what's at stake. Here's what Jon had to say.
Well, Hangman's made it very clear that his family is not coming to All In. His kids aren't going to be there. I'm assuming his wife's not going to be there. Do you think that's a good move?
It's a great idea. Smartest decision he'd ever made.
Why? Like, why? Why does it have to be this insane? Not only do I have to sit there and watch it, I'm here having to talk about it and dissect these things as if this isn't stuff that actually affects my literal day-to-day life. I don't get to just like go away and like pretend these things aren't happening.
No, you don't. You are not afforded that luxury. It is a tough business.
You continually are pushing these boundaries from the moment that you won this championship, from what you did to Brian to where we're at now.
Exactly. We're asking people, do you really want to do this for a living? Do you really want to be a professional wrestler? Is this what you really want? Or do you just want to pretend? And we get our answers. Failure is not a thing. Failure doesn't exist. I just keep moving forward. The game keeps on spinning. He thinks he won 2 years ago. So then he goes out and celebrates, takes his foot off the gas pedal. Well, here we are again, and I'm going to be right in your face on Saturday night again. We're still in the same game. This is a war of attrition. Can you survive longer than me? Is Hangman better than he was 2 years ago? Have the last 2 years been good for him?
Sure.
Have they been positive for him? Is he stronger mentally, physically? Is he stronger in spirit and character than he was 2 years ago? I don't think so.
Why is there such a part of me that has like a hit in my stomach about this match?
I am at such peace, and I have such clarity. This guy can't do to me. These people in these arenas, these people in their Hangman t-shirts, these people lining up outside the buildings in their cowboy hats, and they are so sure that this guy is gonna pull this off. What about the last year has led you to believe that I'm going to lose on Saturday night?
Yeah.
What about any situation you've ever seen me in my entire career that looked impossible?
No, certainly.
What leads anybody to believe that I'm going to lose on Saturday? I love it. You know, I'm bringing cold, hard reality over the last year to All Elite Wrestling in a lot of ways. Mm-hmm. And there's going to be a lot of cold, hard reality on Saturday night. Frankly, I don't have anything personal against Hangman Page. He's never really done anything to me. He didn't burn my house down. But I cannot stand this guy.
Why?
He's got this relatability to him. And it's a great thing. The fans see themselves in Hangman Page. And I can appreciate that. I cannot see myself in Hangman Page. I don't see myself at all in Hangman Page. And this guy has everything right in front of him. And just doesn't see it. And I think he's afraid. That's why I'm not afraid or worried that what everybody thinks is gonna happen on Saturday is gonna happen. This guy's already lost. Say by some miracle, I get struck by lightning, Hangman Page wins on Saturday night. He becomes the AEW World Champion. It's not a gift. It's not luxury to enjoy. It's a responsibility. And it's heavy. And these people don't understand that.
Look, in my opinion, you can say what you want to say about Jon Moxley and his reign here as the AEW World Champion, but you can't deny the facts of the importance and the weight that that man puts on that AEW World Championship. This isn't about the glitz and the glamour. This isn't about going out and doing media and just being the face of something. It is who he is. It is in his blood, and that blood's going to be all over that canvas tonight, evidently.
Down in his DNA, he's a champion. He's done nothing but win since day one. The only thing, Renee, you really have to think about that's in the back of his mind, the last time they faced each other a little over 2 years ago in a Texas Death Match, he didn't get his hand raised.
You're right. And listen, you did a little talk with Hangman, and we'll get to that a little bit later tonight. But guys, we are here in Globe Life Field, setting the stage for all things All In. This is the biggest night of the year for All Elite Wrestling. This is the biggest show that we have done in North America, and if we do anything right, it is our way to do pay-per-views. But guys, joining us right now, the mayor of Arlington, Mr. Jim Ross. Pleasure to see you again.
How y'all doing? Welcome to Texas.
Mayor
huh?
Ross,
What's up,
thank you for
man?
having us.
Well,
Good to see you, Jim.
What's up, brother?
You gotta shake the man's
I'm good,
hand.
brother.
It has been so amazing to be here all week. Arlington has been such an incredible host to AEW. How has it been for you guys to have all of this wrestling insanity take over your city?
Man, this is too crazy. Arlington's the most diverse city in all of Texas. The AEW fan base is the most diverse fan base I've seen anywhere, so there's no better fit for All In than right here in Arlington, Texas.
Love it.
We are so happy to be here. Happy for a hell of a show tonight. Are you ready for tonight?
We're ready, baby.
All
I'm
right.
here.
Well, we're
Yeah.
queuing things up here. RJ, let's remind people how we're able to watch the pay-per-view
Okay,
tonight.
well, if like Mayor Ross and I are in the United States, you can watch All In on YouTube, Amazon Prime, PPV.com, in demand through traditional cable satellite providers, and Dave & Buster's.
That's right. And if you guys are watching internationally, you guys can watch at youtube.com, ppv.com, and also on Prime. You don't want to miss a second of the show here tonight. Let's talk a little DraftKings now. DraftKings is an official partner of AEW. Right now, all customers can join a free-to-play pool for our All-In pay-per-view. Simply answer questions about the main events, get enough right to earn your share of the prize. Download the DraftKings app now. Sign up with the promo code AEW to play free. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Joining us now is Steve Buchanan from DraftKings. Steve, so good to see you.
Thank you
RJ
so
and I
much,
got to hang
Renee.
out with you a little bit earlier this week,
Wonderful.
but now we are
Steve,
here.
It's great to see you, my
Great to
man.
see you too, Double J. Paul
Hey,
White,
Steve.
sir. Thank you very much.
All right, Steve, let's talk about this. How do we make a little bit of money on our main events tonight? Let's talk about the main event. We were just kind of breaking it down, this Texas death match for the AEW World Championship, Jon Moxley and Hangman Adam Page. How's this one's going to go?
Renee, I'm sorry I'm going to have to do this, but Hangman Adam Page not only should win this match, AEW deserves a better champion than Jon Moxley right now.
All right, focus on the
Hangman
numbers.
Adam
Focus
Page.
on the money.
Hangman Adam Page, that title has been held hostage now for 247 days. AEW needs a new world champion.
Okay,
Steve,
you
you're getting
are
personal.
entitled to your opinion. That's all right. But let's talk about this match that's happening for the first time here on American soil. Kazuchika Okada, the Rainmaker, taking on Kenny Omega. How's this one going to go?
Yeah, so one of the questions that we have on this pool that you can enter in on DraftKings.com is how many Snapdragon suplexes is Kenny Omega going to successfully perform on Okada? We saw this. I know you know.
What's the line?
3.5 Double J, and we saw this during Anarchy in the Arena. When he starts doing these, he goes on an absolute tear. And that Anarchy in the Arena match, that's not even a match where we're getting out our technical moves. That's anything goes. But with this one here, if he starts going on a run, I think we're going to see over 3.5
Spicy.
Snapdragon
Right.
suplex.
My prayers to
Spicy,
Okada's
Steve.
vertebrae.
All right, let's talk the women here. We've got Mercedes Moné challenging Timeless Toni Storm for the AEW Women's World Championship. What's going to happen between these two ladies?
Yeah, this is such a tough one here. Double J, you and I talked about this yesterday,
In
baby.
depth.
You guys
In
talk a
depth.
lot.
We did.
Double J, he's a big DraftKings guy. We love this guy.
Yes.
But we're talking about who is going to make the first pinfall attempt. And when you think about how this match has been setting up, Mercedes Moné has been trying to get the upper hand over the past couple of weeks, attacking from behind, all this sneaky stuff. But I think leading into this match now, Timeless Toni Storm might have shifted that a little bit in her favor. So that's why I think Mercedes Moné is going to try to end this one early, get that first pinfall attempt. Because if this match goes longer, I think that's an advantage for Timeless Toni Storm.
Interesting. Well, listen, these women have continued to change the game and evolve this sport. It's hard to break them down, but one thing we can get down to is the math of it all. So let's take a look. Timeless Toni Storm, Mercedes Moné by the numbers.
10 years ago, two women met, never realizing they'd blazed their own paths in professional wrestling. Mercedes Moné currently holds 6 titles from 4 different countries, poised to become the first ever dual Women's World and TBS champion in AEW history. She's beaten 4 former world champions and 3 former TBS champions to get here. Since becoming TBS champion over 400 days ago, she has yet to be defeated in singles competition, the longest active winning streak in the women's division. This will be match 1001.
The greatest women's match of all time.
Toni Storm has been AEW's Women's World Champion for 570 days, longer than anyone else in history. She is the first ever 4-time champion, holding the belt in each of the last 4 years. 16 title defenses against 14 different opponents, both AEW records. Her 2025 singles record is 15-0, the best in the division. The numbers don't lie, but their bodies will tell the truth. It's the moneymaker and statement maker versus Storm Zero, the big package and the TCM chicken wing. It's the head versus the heart, technique versus tenacity, blood, sweat, lipstick, and gold all mixed into a match to define a generation. They weren't made for this. This was made for them. At All In, may the best woman win.
So many things to break down between these two women who have truly, it's not just hyperbole to say that these women have changed the game. They've pushed each other. This has been dubbed as the biggest women's match in history, and it's not even happened yet. But to help break that down, we've got Madison Rain. Whew.
You guys look ravishing, but
Look
Renee,
at you.
look at you.
Girl.
Look at you doing a big thing here at All In.
We're trying to do a big thing, and let's talk about the big things. I mean, you're very close to what's happening in the women's division, of course, but I mean, to call this match the biggest match in women's history, what does that even mean to you? I mean, you've seen many different matches, many different iterations of women's professional wrestling, but what are we going to see tonight?
Renee, I've been a fan of women's wrestling my entire life. That's what brought me here. And I can say, like, I'm getting goosebumps talking about it right now. This match tonight between Toni and Mercedes is going to elevate women's wrestling to a place it may have never been before.
So Mercedes Moné won the Women's Owen Hart Foundation tournament to earn the shot at Toni Storm. Who has the upper hand coming into this? Is there any way for either one of these women to predict what's going to happen?
You know, I think going into a championship match as the challenger, you typically have everything to gain and nothing to lose, but Mercedes has a flawless win streak at stake here. And I think when you really think it through and you break it down, Mercedes wants to collect titles. That's her thing right now. That's her MO. Toni Storm wants to hold on to that title that she covets more than friendships, more than anything. This could really go either way, but if I had to make a prediction, I'm going with Toni Storm walking out of All In tonight.
I can't imagine what happens to the pride of Mercedes Moné. I mean, Toni Storm is she's got a little bit of a screw loose coming in. She has that
She's
for a while.
emotionally imbalanced.
She's a little unstable. Yeah. But Mercedes Moné, she's got so much pride in her body of work, in those belts she's collected, taking things global, which has been her mission since joining here at AEW. She could be walking away as 7 titles or 7 belts, Moné.
Lucky 7.
Like, good Lord. Do you guys have any prediction of how this is going to go down between these two?
I'm rooting for Toni Storm, honestly. I know, you say Toni Storm's a little crazy, but I think that craziness helps focus her and dial her in. She wants to be the AEW Women's World Champion. That's what Toni Storm wants. She's going to dial in, and I think, the CEO is going to go home with 1 less title.
Oh,
interesting.
No. Look, you just said something about Mercedes has pride.
Yeah.
I'm going to call it a massive ego. In Mercedes' mind, the
Ego
wrestling
for the
world
CEO.
revolves around her. Lucky 7, Mercedes is going to be, after tonight, not 24-1, 25-0.
Do we need to do a little side bet?
Oh, let's do it. Get Steve out here. DraftKings, let's get Steve out here.
Well, let's talk the women's gauntlet here very quickly as well, because whoever wins that gauntlet is going to have their eye on this women's main event match. We know Chris Statlander's entering number 1, Megan Bayne entering number 2, but what happens after that? It's a very unpredictable match.
Is there an after that? Do we get to a number 3? With Chris Statlander and Megan Bayne starting this match out, they may start and finish it. The question is, how do you prepare for the unpredictable, because that's exactly what this match is. And with the depth of this women's division, it could go anyway. We don't know much about Tekla yet.
Sure.
Is she the wild card that could take this whole thing home? It's so hard to predict at this point.
All these points are very, very valid. Chris Statlander knows them very, very well.
She does.
I sat with her earlier this week. We commiserated. We talked about how conflicting this is. She has a lot on her mind, and I think she is looking to be quite unpredictable herself.
Fair point.
All right, well, before we get to you sitting down with Chris Statlander, let's remind everybody how they're able to watch a pay-per-view tonight.
Great question. If
Do you
you're
know,
in the
RJ? Do you know how to order?
I've been told once or twice.
Oh, I do, but RJ says it better.
I was going to give you the lines.
He watches visually. If you're in the United States, you can watch on YouTube, Amazon Prime, independent through traditional cable and satellite providers, ppv.com, and Dave & Buster's.
And if you guys are watching internationally, youtube.com, ppv.com, as well as Prime. All right, RJ, let's get down to the nitty-gritty.
All right. I talked with Stat. Take a look.
Ooh.
Great throw.
Thanks.
Chris Statlander, explain this to me. A couple months ago was the first ever women's casino gauntlet.
Yes.
You won the #1 spot, but you were not successful in the match.
Yes.
Now All In is the second ever women's casino gauntlet. You are again the #1 spot. How will this time be different?
Well, RJ, out of all the women here in AEW, I have the most experience in a casino gauntlet match. So I believe that makes me a veteran of this match type, which is an advantage.
Okay. What is going on with you and Willow?
RJ, what is going on with you and every single person you've met?
Okay, I don't watch everybody's matches. I don't say I'm not in the business.
Yeah, but like, have you ever cared about someone? Ever in your life?
Sure. So you're just being a caring person and keeping tabs on everything?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Wheeler Yuta, you go way back with him. You are the reason that Marina Shafir got signed to this company in the first place.
Say.
The Death Riders seem to really want you with them. Do you want to be with them?
I think that's like up for me to decide on my own time and not just talk with like anybody.
All right. Okay. I guess I'm fine being anybody. If you win the Casino Gauntlet, the winner will receive a shot at the AEW Women's Champion, who, by the end of the night, will either be Toni Storm or Mercedes Moné. Who would you rather face?
It all depends on how I'm feeling that day, because as we all know, I've lost to Mercedes twice. So if I'm feeling a little bit petty, maybe I will, try and stick it to her finally. But I have a win over Toni Storm, so if I'm feeling confident and brave and kind of just want to maybe go the easy route, maybe I'll go with Toni Storm.
It seems like maybe in the past year, despite your successes, that you've struggled to string a few hits together the same way you did in the past. You are now the Pro Wrestling Eve International Champion. Is this a new sign and going to bring in a little momentum into your thing?
I mean, I'd hope so. Yeah. I'm successful, I'm winning, and I'm no longer looking for someone to hold me because now I have something to hold. And speaking of something to hold, can you give me your hand? I've been working really hard on this little origami gum wrapper swan.
Yeah.
You can fold this up, you can put it in your pocket, and you can take it with you. You can name him. You can have a companion of your own.
Thank you. I really, really appreciate that.
I worry about you.
So do I. How are you preparing for this match at All In?
I'm more locked in and ready to go than I ever have been. Not that I haven't already been working harder than basically everybody in the whole world, because I never stop, I never give up, no matter how lonely and how much I'm dragging along. So I just gotta be on top of my game. I know what I'm doing, I know what I'm in there for, and I know what I want.
Okay, well, thank you for your time, and thank you for this.
Yes, of course.
Guys, we have some breaking news here for All In 0 Hour. It's some unfortunate breaking news that Tony Khan has not been able to medically clear Adam Cole to compete tonight.
Whoa.
So now, taking over, we're having a four-way matchup. The #1 contender, Kyle Fletcher, taking on former TNT champion Daniel Garcia, taking on Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara. This is a four-way matchup for the now vacant TNT championship.
Wow.
This is some awfully heartbreaking news coming into tonight. You can feel the importance of tonight. We have seen what Adam Cole has been as a TNT champion and how much this means to him. So this is really heartbreaking news to have to give to you guys, but we will have a new TNT champion tonight of one of those 4 men.
Wow. When I'm sitting here looking at the graphic here, the first thing that jumps off my page, jumps off the page to me is what an opportunity for 4 guys, but 2 out of the 4 are Texans. Everything is bigger in Texas. Dustin, my man, good luck, dude. What an opportunity on your home soil, your home turf. He's 90 minutes from home. Wow.
And above all else, we would like to send out our best wishes to Adam Cole, looking for a speedy recovery, looking to see that man back in the ring. But tonight we will have a new TNT championship in a 4-way matchup. All right, let's talk about the men's casino gauntlet match tonight. We now know, well, we know that Mark Briscoe entering in at number 1, MJF entering in at number 2. Beyond that, we will see whose name gets called. We will see who makes their way down to that ring for a future shot at the AEW Championship. These matches are so unpredictable, so insane. Does it go beyond MJF and Mark Briscoe?
Oh, Renee, come on. This isn't about any talky talk tonight.
No, but Mark Briscoe said he was going to do a lot of damage.
He's done with his talky talk. There's going to be some walky walk. And I guarantee you, the little bitch MJF is going to get walked on. But what I want to see in this arena, in this stadium, Mystico walk out on that stage, I'm hoping and praying that happens.
Well, looking forward to seeing what is going to happen tonight in the men's casino gauntlet match. Looking back at Mark Briscoe earlier this week, the Players Tribune put out this beautiful film documentary, 2-in-1, The Briscoe Story. Let's take a look.
There was never a time where there wasn't Mark and Jamin or Jamin and Mark. I don't think that the Briscoe brothers lack in any area of pro wrestling.
They were 2-in-1. To think you could lose a child, you can't even think it through because it hurts so bad.
We didn't know what the hell we were doing, like how to bump or anything, but we were just out here doing it anyway.
You hope that everyone gets to experience that kind of love in their lifetime. Everybody's always, you know, you're so strong, you're so, and I'm like, I had a choice.
We all got an expiration date. We don't know when that expiration date is, but man, what a life lived. Like, he knocked it out the park. What is this life but vapor in the wind?
You, of course, can check out the entire film. It's posted on social media from the Players Tribune. You can see it there. But to talk that, joining us now, Nigel McGuinness. Nigel, thank you for being out here with us. I know that you got a chance to watch that documentary. Talk to me about your relationship with the Briscoes and just the beauty of what can come from this sport.
Yeah, what Jay and Mark brought to this sport is profound, and it will be felt for a very long time. You know, I wrestled Mark and Jay on a number of occasions. Watching that documentary, it was a heartfelt meditation on love, on faith, and triumph over tragedy. And Mark is going to be taking that emotion into the match tonight at All In.
Speaking of emotion, last year at All In, the men's casino gauntlet, it was an emotional return to the ring for you at Wembley Stadium. Tell everybody just how unpredictable the men's casino gauntlet will be.
Well, unpredictable is exactly right. The only thing you can guarantee is that you can't guarantee anything. We don't know who is going to come out after the first 2. We know MJF, we know Mark Briscoe, we know Mystico's coming at some point. But when, I tell you this, I was in the back and I saw a few people that raised a few eyebrows. That's all I'm saying, Jeff.
All right, Nigel, before we have to lose you, Nigel, I want to talk to you about Omega and Okada. I feel like you are such a great person to talk about the importance of this match, what those men have done to change professional wrestling, and what it means to have them have this match for the first time on American soil.
Yeah, it's so important. It's an incredible rivalry rekindled, and I just think both these guys, as Omega said, are going to leave it in the ring. It's going to be a match that is off the charts. I said before, in a stadium like this, we're always expecting something special.
Especially when we're looking at those two. We've seen the pageantry of what those guys look like in a big fight feel like this tonight, and that is what we're going to get. And while we can talk about all the things that Kenny and Okada have done, we have a really nice package to look at as well. Let's take a look at the lore of Kenny Omega and Kazuchika Okada.
It's very rare that we talk about two athletes at their absolute peak facing each other at the same time.
IWGP Heavyweight Championship is on the line. Kazuchika Okada defending against the cleaner Kenny Omega.
Back when I first had the chance to face Kazuchika Okada, it felt like a lifetime ago. Okada was the man. The greatest IWGP champion that ever had lived.
There's got to be something special for Kenny here, earning this title opportunity.
That first match, in that losing effort, I found more of myself. If I could just push myself that extra little bit harder, maybe I could reach Okada.
It's what the world has been waiting for, the most eagerly anticipated rematch, maybe in pro wrestling history.
I did everything I could to get that second chance.
What a battle! What a war!
As soon as I'd felt that we had reached the part where you finally crumble and I take that belt from you.
Okada is wide open. Kenny trying to do it. Here we go.
Time limit draw.
Your ego couldn't handle the fact that Okada beat you previously.
This crowd is electric. Getting to see the third in the trinity of Omega Okada.
We're in the same block of the G1. I gave everything that I had to beat you in that night.
What Kenny doesn't like to talk about is he came to me and he asked me for my advice. I gave Kenny what he needed to defeat Okada.
Which takes us to match 4. I was the one that knew that if it came down to a matter of endurance, human chess, I knew that I could beat you. And I left a lot of what made me, me in that ring on that night. But I still beat you. And if I could do it all over again, I would.
You embarrassed me in my home. Now, I'll embarrass you in your home.
This is why I come to work, because the job is not done. And now, your hubris has caused you to make a very grave error. You're a kite dancing in a hurricane, Kenny. We are gonna take everything from you, and Okada is gonna show you that when they write the history books of this feud, of this epic war between you and Okada, that Okada and me were the victors.
Joining us now to continue to talk about all the things happening here at All In, we've got Josh Matthews in the house.
Yes.
Excited to be reunited with you on camera.
I am absolutely thrilled to be here, guys. This is amazing. Fans from all over the world have come to Dallas, Texas tonight for All In. Where else would you want to be in the world than right here tonight? This is going to be absolutely amazing.
Josh, I know that you have obviously been in and around the professional wrestling world for some time. What comes to mind when you think Okada and Omega?
Match of the year. I mean, how can that not come to mind when you think about this match? It's going to be, I want to have a front row seat for this and just see what happens. Winner take all. What does the future look like of AEW once this match is over tonight?
Well, let's talk about more about what the future of AEW is going to look like. We've got the Young Bucks taking on Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay. A lot on the line here. If the Bucks lose, they are stripped of their EVP title. Should Swerve and Ospreay lose, they cannot challenge for the world title for an entire year. What happens if the EVPs lose their titles? What happens if the EVPs lose their titles? This is huge.
think everything kind of goes back to normal, right? I mean, these guys have been terrorizing AEW for quite some time, and if somehow Swerve, I love this, and Will Ospreay can work together, and they haven't teamed together a whole lot, but if they can work together tonight, they may be unstoppable.
Paul, what do you think? I mean, this is huge for all these guys. I mean, if Swerve and Ospreay can't challenge for the titles, that's...
You've got amazing talent with Ospreay and Swerve, okay? You can't have executives also compete. One or the other, either be an executive or compete, but don't do both because that's bad for business.
I'm going to take the flip side.
Okay.
You son of a gun!
Matt and Nick, I've known them a long, exactly, shocker. Matt and Nick, I've known them a long time. Whether they have the titles or not, the EVP titles, they're going to do what they want when they want. I think more importantly, you take Swerve and Ospreay out of the world title picture, I believe this place changes fundamentally on several levels.
Josh, it's great to have you back out here with us and doing a little more action on camera. What else you got for us?
Earlier this week, I had an opportunity to talk to both Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland to kind of get their thoughts about teaming together and what they can do tonight, again, against the EVPs who have been terrorizing AEW.
One of the most anticipated matches this Saturday at All In Texas will very well shape the future of AEW when the Young Bucks put their EVP titles, their roles here in AEW, on the line against my guests at this time, Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay. And gentlemen, you'll also put something massive on the line as well. Will, you offered up this stipulation, and if you gentlemen fail to win on Saturday, for 1 year, you will not be able to challenge for the AEW World Championship. The ultimate prize, the reason that you guys are here. Swerve, you seemed taken aback when Will offered up that stipulation. How are we feeling about this now?
Yeah, Will, how are we feeling about this now?
If you want honesty, as confident as I am going into this match, and I'm confident that we can beat the Young Bucks. Anything can happen in pro wrestling, right? I want to say something to you. I feel like I've put my foot in this. And I've dragged you into something that you didn't sign up for. And although I'm confident in doing this, nothing is guaranteed. So if the worst happens, that's on me. And I'll make it my life's mission, man. As someone that's looked after me, as someone that's took care of me, I'll make it my mission to make it up to you. You have my word.
Come on, man, I'm messing with you, dog. Come on, I accepted the challenge too. Come on, bro, we doing this together. Yo, I'm with the best in the world right here. I shook your hand, and I said yes. I agreed to that deal because I know who you are, and you know who I am.
I get you.
We're going to the fire together. I wouldn't be here if I didn't believe in you, and I damn sure believe in myself. Whose house, Swerve's house, all that, yeah. So we're gonna do this.
You said whose house, Swerve's house, when you smashed the limousine of the Young Bucks, and
I don't even have a license.
The Young Bucks also mentioned that their name should be spoken with reverence here in AEW. They said it to Renee on Up Close that we saw earlier this week. Do you guys feel that you owe a debt of gratitude to the Young Bucks, that they're the reason that you guys even have careers and jobs at this point?
No, the funny thing is, we never said they weren't. We never said we never respected the Young Bucks. We have the utmost respect for the Young Bucks. We had that for like maybe the last 10 years in our careers, you know? Coming from the Indies, him in New Japan, all of it, you know, we've always had respect for the Young Bucks. And yes, they have a really huge footprint on All Elite Wrestling being here and changing the course of pro wrestling. Yes, we respect that. But at the same time, they need to respect the talent that show up here and do the jobs week in and week out, night in and night out, without a roster, without us, without the people here supporting, putting our lives on the line, our sweat, our blood, our tears into All Elite Wrestling, the fan base, putting their hard-earned money into supporting All Elite Wrestling. That's the importance of this. And somewhere along the lines of the last couple of years, they seem to lose sight of that. So we are here to remind them And if they want to take that power and abuse it, we're going to be the ones to take it back and give it back to what really matters here in All Elite Wrestling, the people.
Let me ask you guys one more question. And all due respect, completely here. This is just, people have been asking this question, and I feel that it's important to ask you guys this now. They're one of the best tag teams in the history of pro wrestling. They're the Young Bucks. You guys haven't really teamed all that much together. And not to mention the fact that you've said that if you don't win this match, you won't challenge for the World Championship for 1 year. Do you guys think you can win on Saturday?
I wouldn't have done this if I didn't think we could have. I've been in the ring with the Young Bucks before. I was tagging with Carl Fletcher. We came close. I lost sight of something because a screwdriver got involved, matey. But I know the game plan. I've been in the ring with them so many times. So have you. We know the format, we know the game plan. It is just putting it into action. Myself and Swerve have been working on training camps throughout the last 3 or 4 weeks. We've got a bunch of tag moves that we've shown the people already. There is something about myself and Swerve, the franchise and the feeling. Between us, we can get AEW to newer heights. There's been this magic in the air recently. This whole week, I can feel something incredible brewing, and I think this Saturday is genuinely going to change pro wrestling forever. But I can't lie to you. Here's a tall ask. It's the Young Bucks, the greatest tag team of the world, man. But how long we known each other that?
Going on over a decade plus. But with that being said, man, like, big match situation, me versus the Young Bucks, I've gotten a couple wins over them. You can throw blood and guts in there, and you can throw anarchy in the arena. I've gotten the pin on the Young Bucks. I know how to beat them. I have a history on beating the Young Bucks. I have a history on beating the greatest wrestlers that All Elite Wrestling has ever spawned.
Same.
You know? This man has beaten Bryan Danielson, something that I can't claim. Somebody that's that good this early in their career. I trust them. I trust them. As a competitor, yes. But the fact that it's this man right here, Will Ospreay, a good friend of mine for years, I trust him that much more. I trust his abilities, and most importantly, I trust his heart.
Gentlemen, good luck Saturday. We'll see you at All in Texas.
Bless you, matey. Thank you kindly.
Get ready for the biggest AEW pay-per-view of the year. All in live from Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas today. For a limited time, fans can score a $10 Prime Video credit when they purchase AEW's All In pay-per-view through Prime Video. Don't miss Toni Storm and Mercedes Moné as they clash for the AEW Women's title in a feud that is months in the making as AEW World Champion Jon Moxley defends his title against Hangman Adam Page. Don't miss the most anticipated event of the summer, only on Prime Video. RJ, I understand that there's more that we can do in Prime Video, but
so
there's
much
more. What else
like
can we
this
do?
thing attached to my hand here.
What the hell are you doing with your iPad out here?
Amazon is now making it even easier to connect shop with your favorite All Elite Wrestling merchandise on and off screen. Search Shop the Show in your Amazon shopping app for access to the official AEW store. Support your favorite wrestlers by grabbing some Shop AEW exclusive merchandise designs today. The people's minds have been blown. Let me tell you this. Earlier, I was walking around at Globe Life Field, and there is some incredible merchandise out here to be had. I am going home with one of those black and white baseball tee Death Rider shirts. That's happening. So, can you add to cart for me, please?
I'm not buying this.
Get me it.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I bought you breakfast yesterday. Least you can do.
Get
Come
you a
on,
hat.
hook
You're gonna
it
get some.
up.
You're gonna get Brub socks. You need
All
them.
right, I'll take it.
RJ,
I'll
this
take
is
it.
the one and only "This is awesome" chant you're gonna get. Milk it, milk
it
it.
up.
This is awesome. Milk it, RJ.
Happy to have you on the show, Jeff.
Well, guys, we have been here setting the stage for all of this action that is set to come. We have been talking about it. It feels like forever about the implications that are happening here tonight at All In. The stakes could not possibly be higher. We've broken down some of those matches, but tonight's main event, it is a Texas death match for the AEW World Championship. Hangman Adam Page challenging Jon Moxley. You're
Renee,
a Hangman guy.
RJ, we've talked about it. I got the opportunity of a lifetime to sit on the other side of the mic, Pike.
The other side.
I am actually got to sit down with Hanger recently this week. Let's roll it. I cannot wait. Jeff Jarrett, Hangman Page, one-on-one.
Hangman, Hanger as I call you, here we are. The biggest show on North American soil in AEW history. You, John Moxley, for the AEW World Championship. What's going through your mind right now?
A lot. I mean, I know what tonight will be. I know it will be violent. I know what it's going to cost me. I know it's going to cost my health. I know it's going to be buckets of blood, I'm sure. But I'm grateful to be in this position. I'm grateful to have been a part of this company from, before it was anything. And to see it fill up this kind of place is amazing. Yeah.
I have said it multiple times on my podcast, and I'll just share it here. Out of all my opponents, I truly say this. I think I've got as much or more respect for you than any opponent I've ever had, both from a personal perspective and also a professional perspective. So I honestly couldn't be happier for you. But, as I sit here today, I just got to ask you, what's it going to take to win?
Did you have that respect for me? Was it before or after I whipped your ass with a leather belt?
It grew through it. From the Owen, all kidding aside, from the Owen to Wembley Stadium when you tossed my ass out onto the floor.
I did.
to Arthur Ashe, the straps. But I did. I grew, like I said, from a personal perspective, but also a professional.
I wrestled John Moxley in Texas Death before, and I beat him before, right? So I know it can be done. I know how to do it. I've done it. But this time is different because this time it's not just John Moxley, right? We all know that. Everyone who's wrestled him in the past 9 months knows that. It's John Moxley, it's Wheeler Yuta, it's Claudio Castagnoli, it's Marina Shafir, it's now the Elite as well. So this time it's going to take help. And I hate to say that because I'm proud. I don't like help. I don't like accepting help. It's not something, that I like, but I mean, I know the truth of it, that he can't be beaten by one man alone, because he's not one man alone. So it's going to take that, but at the end of the night, it is just me and John Moxley.
The last 2 years you've gone through and the journey that you've had, and when it all comes together in the main event, All In, Globe Life Field, what's it gonna mean to you if you get your hand raised?
When All Elite Wrestling started, I made it my goal, personally, professionally, to win the World Championship because what AEW was to me was about the competition, about creativity, but it was also about, how we treat each other, right? And I believed in that so much, and the championship was kind of the physical manifestation of that. So to have that hidden away from the world in a briefcase feels like you're hiding all those good things that I was so proud of this place for. So it would mean the world to me to take that back out of the briefcase and let that light shine for the whole world. But even more personally, the past 2 years for me have been miserable. But not just for me, for my whole family, and for my kids. Because for 2 years, I have not been fully the father to them that I should have been. There have been times that I'm looking out the window for someone I know is not coming. Times I've come back home from work just angry at the world. And I didn't take it out on them, but I think that they could tell something was wrong. And this is an opportunity for me to show them that choosing a better path than that is the right thing to do. And if I can win this championship, that can prove that to them, that they should choose the right path and fulfill their potential, because this is my potential. It always has been.
Well, it is no secret. The whole entire wrestling world is going to be eyes on you, Hanger. And I couldn't be more excited for you. I'm getting goosebumps as we talk. And so it goes without saying, I wish you nothing but the best of luck. But one final thought. How are you going to do it? How are you going to get your hand raised?
Well, you have to wait and see.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Some pretty impactful words from Hangman Adam Page. All the pressure on Hangman Adam Page. Paul, will we finally see that AEW World Championship tonight? Does it finally see the light of day here tonight in Texas?
Well, this is an interesting concept because these are two warriors that have fought, that have experienced each other, that know each other's limits. Again, Hangman Adam Page brought up a good point. He is kind of on his own in this scenario. No offense, Jon Moxley comes with his own squad. So this is going to be a lot on Hangman Adam Page's shoulders. As much as he wants to carry the load himself, if he doesn't get Moxley to give up quick, he's going to be in a lot of trouble with the numbers. Yep. And hopefully Hangman's got some friends, if that happens, that can help him out. But yes, tonight, we're all rooting and hoping Hangman Adam Page comes out on top. No offense.
We're not all rooting for that, but let's talk about how you guys can watch this pay-per-view. The time is ticking down, just over an hour away from going live on pay-per-view, but moments away from the action starting here. How are we able to watch a pay-per-view?
I've never done this before. If you're in the United States, you can watch All In on YouTube, Amazon Prime, ppv.com, in demand through traditional cable satellite providers, and Dave & Buster's.
And if you guys are watching internationally, you guys can watch on youtube.com, ppv.com, as well as Prime. And as I said, the action is starting here in moments because we are whetting your appetite right here on Zero Hour. Let's talk about what we've got. Big Boom AJ is in the house here tonight, ready to do battle, teaming up with some members of the conglomeration and Kyle O'Reilly, Tomorrow Ishii, and Hologram, taking on members of the Don Callis family and Hechicero, Lance Archer, and RPG Vice.
And then I will say, last week it was honestly the best tag team match I've seen all year, and it's going to happen again for free. It is the Outrunners taking on FTR.
The Sons of Texas have come home, ready to bask in this Texas heat. They are taking on Shane Taylor Promotions. It is an 8-man tag, kicking things off here tonight on Zero Hour. What is happening live on pay-per-view?
Oh boy, let's talk about the greatest, biggest, whatever women's match of all time. This is everything and more. Timeless Toni Storm versus Mercedes Moné for the AEW Women's World Championship.
For the first time on American soil, the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada, taking on Kenny Omega. The lore of these two goes down to finally crown our unified champion.
And then if that world title comes out of that briefcase, it could be any of these men looking at it next, because they are all set to compete in the most unpredictable men's casino gauntlet we've ever had.
From the men over to the ladies, the women's casino gauntlet. Chris Statlander entering number 1, Megan Bayne in at number 2. What happens beyond that is a massive question mark, but one woman walking away with a future shot at the AEW Women's Championship.
We heard from Swerve, we heard from Ospreay. They seem locked in, they seem ready to take away the Young Bucks EVP positions, but if they don't, they're not going to see a title shot for an entire year.
And the World Tag Team Championships on the line. The indestructible Hurt Syndicate put their gold up in a 3-way matchup, taking on the Patriarchy and Jet Speed.
And then I guess they're pulling double duty for the Sons of Texas. We heard it earlier, brand new, made really minutes ago. For the now vacant TNT Championship, there will be a 4-way. Daniel Garcia against Dustin Rhodes, against Kyle Fletcher, against Sammy Guevara.
Unfortunately, Adam Cole was not medically cleared to compete tonight, so that 4-way matchup takes that place. We've got the AEW Trios Championships on the line. Claudio Castagnoli, Wheeler Yuta, and Gabe Kidd up against the Ops.
And then it is one of the most brutal match types in history, the Texas Death Match, and there is no two people more befitting for this violence that is about to ensue than Jon Moxley, Hangman Adam Page. The winner is our AEW World Champion.
The action is all about to go down. RJ, Double J, Big Paul, it is all happening here. We're going to take things on down to ringside to get action underway for All In Zero Hour.
I hope Taz is there.
Thank you very much, Renee Paquette. Sorry to disappoint you, RJ City. It is myself, Excalibur, Tony Schiavone, and Nigel McGuinness kicking off the action here on 0 Hour. Let's go down to the ring where Bobby Cruz is standing by to introduce our opening contest.
Your opening contest for All in Texas 0 Hour is an 8-man tag team match, just for one fall. Team number 1 being accompanied by Anthony Ogogo and Trish Adora at a combined weight of 902 pounds. The team of Shane Taylor, Tommy Bravo, and Sean D, the Infantry. And the Ring of Honor Pure Wrestling Champion, Ticket Style, Lee Moriarty. Together, they're Shane Taylor Promotions.
Well, last night, Ring of Honor, Super Card of Honor, it was a tremendous event, but the Infantry clashed with the Sons of Texas, Dustin Rhodes, Sammy Guevara. Guevara and Rhodes coming out on top last night, but the Infantry had the last laugh, Nigel.
They had the last laugh, but that smile might be wiped off their face if the Sons of Texas have got anything to do with it.
This is my moment to shine. This is my time to fight. I've been grinding just for this very night. I've been pushing for many moments like this. This time it's undivided. No one ever can miss. This is my chance, moment of bliss. I'm feeling
Their opponents. First, the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions, the Spanish God, Sammy Guevara. A man who is also 1/3 of the ROH World 6-Man Tag Team Champions, the Natural Dustin Rhodes. And 2/3 of the ROH World 6-Man Tag Team Champions, they'll be accompanied by the legendary Kevin Von Erich. Ross and Marshall, the Von Erichs.
Well, this is really special to see Kevin Von Erich here in Arlington come out with his two sons, and of course the Sons of Texas themselves, Dustin and Sammy Guevara.
As Sammy Guevara, Dustin Rhodes remain the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions after their battle with the Infantry last night. Ring of Honor Super Card of Honor. You can still catch WatchROH.com, but I would suggest maybe waiting until after All in Texas concludes here tonight. The fans still filing in here to Globe Life Field, Arlington, Texas, home of the Rangers and potentially the home of the Sons of Texas tonight.
Great crowd filing in here still. Of course, we've got, as you can see, the top left of your screen, a little bit less than an hour before we go live on pay-per-view, but man, this is something that we have been waiting for a long, long time. What a week it has been here. Garland, and of course last night over the esports arena, it's just been a great week for us.
Yeah, we've taken over this part of North Texas. Garland, as you mentioned, then right here in Arlington last night, esports arena. Right now, All in Texas 0 Hour underway. Just over 55 minutes away from All in Texas coming your way on pay-per-view through traditional cable and satellite providers and Prime Video. As we are awaiting the bell for our opening contest here tonight. You can see at the bottom of your screen all the ways you can join us. YouTube, ppv.com, Fubo, cable and satellite, as I mentioned, Triller, and Dave and Buster's main event locations as well. You can scan the QR code at the bottom of your screen to get a $10 Prime Video credit for joining us for All in Texas on Prime Video, just 56 minutes away.
I think what behooves us, fellas, though, to talk about the elephant in the room, the breaking news about the TNT title picture. Sammy Guevara and Dustin Rhodes may have other things on their mind.
That's a good point. They are going to be involved in a four-way match. Tony Khan announced it on social media, and of course, we've been talking about it here. Is that Guevara and of course Daniel Garcia will be a part of it. Kyle Fletcher and the natural Dustin Rhodes.
And nice drop kick there, corkscrew drop kick from Sammy Guevara. You can see still on his chest, still feeling the effects of that hard-hitting contest last night with Carly Bravo and Sean Dean. With the tag made, now Marshall Von Erich into the match. Scoop and a slam, textbook execution there.
Well, thought about the elbow, but Lee Moriarty, the technical wizard that he is, retaining the Ring of Honor Pure Championship last night in a classic matchup. Wow! Discus lariat, a la his late father, the great Kerry Von Erich. Ooh, no, not his father, excuse me, his uncle.
But yeah, Kevin Von Erich, the father of Ross and Marshall, in the corner of the Sons of Texas here as Ross tagging in. See Kevin looking on. Sure, this has got to be filling with pride, Tony, to see his sons right where the Von Erichs became household names. To see his sons become, be competing on this stage as Ross going for a cover.
Yeah, they're yet another generation to perform at a stadium in Dallas. We go back to the Texas Stadium, of course, many years ago.
You ever call a match from the Sportatorium?
You know what? I never did. Nope. But I saw some great matches there. Christmas Day was always a big day at the Sportatorium in Dallas, and then Reunion Arena a little bit later.
Captain Sean Dean tagging in for Shane Taylor Promotions, and now look at this, just
wow, an absolute mugging in the corner.
You know what amazes me about athletes these days? You think about what Sammy Guevara and Dustin Rhodes, they wrestled last night, and I know they weren't the only ones. I get that, but they got to wrestle. They're going to wrestle twice tonight. It's amazing what athletes put themselves through.
Life oftentimes, Tony, is about taking opportunities when they present himself. Certainly, I did that. Whoa! Last year at Wembley Stadium. Tonight, there'll be a lot of people doing that same thing. The men's casino gauntlet match.
As Sean Dean throwing his body over the top rope, a 2-for-1 situation there as Shane Taylor.
Watch this man move.
Now building up a head of steam. As Taylor leaping splash on Marshall.
He's still going.
A shoulder tackle takes down Dustin Rhodes. Sammy Guevara sent reeling, as is Ross Von Erich. Shane Taylor leaving a path of destruction in his wake.
That was a runaway truck is what that was.
Runaway train. No one was able to get off the tracks.
And Tony, you know very well the history between the two families, the Von Erichs and the Rhodes, and we've talked about at length about how incredible it is the fact that Ross and Marshall are able to team with Dustin Rhodes in Ring of Honor, become the trios champions over there.
I think it says a lot about family, and it says a lot about family pride of what your father did before you. And not every wrestler is a second-generation wrestler, obviously, but not every wrestler is a successful one. I think Dustin has to be considered, along with his brother, one of the most successful ones ever.
Certainly. What does it say there? Ross attempting a body slam on the well over 300-pound Shane Taylor.
Nobody home for Shane Taylor in the corner. Ross Von Erich planning his next move, and it is a body slam.
Good God.
Tremendous effort there by Ross Von Erich.
Sapped almost all of his energy to get the big man up and down, and yeah.
It's Anthony Ogogo, the Olympic medalist boxer.
Oh, he's taking a look.
Oh, wait. Threatening. Kevin Von Erich. Kevin better be very careful as a go-go.
Yeah, that's right. You step back. Heavyweight power. Middleweight speed. Hit you so hard it'll make your insides bleed. You might kill.
Oh, wait a second.
Kevin.
That's Wyatt and Wayne Rhodes, the grandsons of Dusty.
How about that? Another generation of Rhodes.
Now Kevin Von Erich wants to fight. What a coward, hiding behind two young kids like that.
Reinforcements coming in. Those two young men trained by the natural Dustin Rhodes, who is back into this match and taking out all members of Shane Taylor Promotions.
Less than 24 hours from the match last night, and you can see Rhodes still gingerly, whoa, hitting his greatest hits.
A power slam sends Sean Dean reeling. Carly Bravo goes down. This is a flashback to last night for the industry.
Wants to end this quickly.
Dustin thinking crossroads here in Arlington.
Fans want it. You can hear them.
Crossroads. The cover. 2. No. Shane Taylor Promotions into the fray to break it up.
Awfully tough to get a cover in a match with so many people, as you know. And, well, now it's breaking down.
Certainly speaks to the Casino Gauntlet match. As the longer that goes, the more people get involved, the more chaotic it can be.
Yeah, absolutely. The worse the odds for the competitors become. It is first pinfall or submission in both the men's and women's Casino Gauntlet match to determine a #1 contender for the AEW World Championship, the AEW Women's World Championship. As meeting of the minds in the center of the ring for STP. And the Iron Claws are locked in. Sammy Guevara, Ross and Marshall Von Erich, and now center of the ring, Dustin Rhodes. The Sons of Texas putting a squeeze.
Oh, but wait a second.
No, wait a second. Anthony Ogogo into the ring, and Kevin Von Erich spotting that Ogogo's in there.
A huge mistake.
Yeah, Ogogo.
This is going to be elder abuse.
Those hands of stone to Anthony Ogogo. Wait a second. The claw. The Iron Claw, center of the ring.
This is tremendous.
This is a disgrace.
The winners of this match, the Sons of Texas.
Well, some reinforcements for the Sons of Texas in the form of Wyatt and Wayne Rhodes coming in to even up the odds and allow the Sons of Texas to score the victory here tonight. Our first action of All In Texas 0 Hour. We still have more to come. And then All In Texas, just over 48 minutes away as the fans still filing in to Globe Life Field in Arlington. You can scan the QR code at the bottom of your screen. Join us on Prime Video at the top of the hour for All In Texas. Congratulations to Ross and Marshall Von Erich, as well as Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara. But their night is far from over here as they will return on All In Texas later on tonight to compete for the vacant TNT Championship alongside Kyle Fletcher and Daniel Garcia. But right now, let's head back to the desk. And well, I guess it's not technically a desk, but let's head back to Renee Capicat and Company.
It's a nice floor is what it is. It's a real nice floor. Big win for the Sons of Texas tonight. Always great to see Kevin Von Erich out there in the ring to set the stage here for All In Texas. I mean, Excalibur, you just set it up perfectly. This is a huge night now for both Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara. As we heard earlier tonight, some unfortunate breaking news that Tony Khan has not been able to medically clear Adam Cole, so now a vacated TNT Championship being battled in a four-way matchup. Dustin Rhodes, Sammy Guevara, the #1 contender Kyle Fletcher, and former TNT champion in Daniel Garcia. Paul, talk to me about both Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara having to pull double duty now tonight.
Well, I'm going to have to give both these guys one of our AEW sponsors with iDrink for their productivity, because competing twice in the same night, that comes down to a lot of endurance, a lot of heart, and a lot of pride. Both those young men are from Texas. I have no doubt they're going to go out there again and give it their all.
No doubt, but you know what? Everybody's like, oh my God, Dustin's got to go out there and wrestle twice tonight. He's at a disadvantage. The hell he is. They're tag partners. A Texan is walking out of here tonight, the TNT champion.
I like where you're headed with this, but let's not discredit Daniel Garcia and Kyle Fletcher. I mean, Kyle Fletcher has been on fire as of late. I think we keep waiting for that big moment yet again for Daniel Garcia. Talk to me about Kyle Fletcher coming into this match, thinking he was going one-on-one with Adam Cole, now a four-way matchup.
I think Kyle Fletcher really thought he had Adam Cole's number. He was walking in here very confidently saying, I'm going to be the new TNT champion. And he could still be, but he got thrown a very, very big curveball. He has a lot of people to deal with, including Daniel Garcia, who he bloodied last time they wrestled each other. And Daniel Garcia, in addition to wanting his title back, is certainly going to be out for revenge.
You know, I'm excited for Daniel Garcia to be in this kind of a situation. I think that he was one of those big guys behind this movement to bring back that feeling, and I think that feeling has certainly been restored here in AEW. We are feeling that tonight with All In, so tonight could very well well be Daniel Garcia becoming TNT champion yet again. Final predictions, guys.
Me all the way. I'm going to go with Dustin Rhodes. He's in Texas.
I'm doing Sammy Guevara.
I'm going to go with Kyle Fletcher.
Me too. Kyle Fletcher, guys. The action continues right here. All In 0 Hour. Let's take things on back to the ring. More action for All In.
And Taz.
Well, Daniel Garcia, the underdog heading into our panel, or excuse me, in the four-way match here tonight, at least as our panel would have you hear it. Don't count Daniel Garcia out. He's been TNT champion before, but right now, let's head back down to the ring in Arcadiora.
This is an 8-man tag team contest scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, the team of Lance Archer, Hechicero, and RPG Ice.
Members of the Don Callis family coming down to the ring, and I'd like to say that hot dog illustration of Don Callis looked a little too fresh to my eyes. He's more like the last hot dog left on the grill on the 4th of July. You know, it's just been overcooked. All the moisture's evaporated. It's not the one anyone wants, just like Don Callis.
Right, no one wants to get near it. I get that.
Disrespect that you would expect from the fans here in Texas, one of the true legends and one of the most successful managers in pro wrestling history. But Don Callis, again, may have the last laugh here tonight.
And their opponents, first from Teotihuacan, Mexico, weighing 170 pounds,
Hologram, one of the most popular young stars here in AEW, debuted last summer right here in Arlington and has remained undefeated since.
From Kanagawa, Japan, weighing 220 pounds, the Stone Pitbull, Tomohiro Ishii.
I like this version of the conglomeration. Putting Hologram in the conglomeration along with Ishii. What a combination.
Like every combination of the conglomeration is such a shill.
And from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, weighing 206 pounds, Kyle O'Reilly, the conglomeration.
Kyle O'Reilly, usually as of late a member of Paragon, but tonight perhaps for one night only, joining back up with his conglomeration brethren. First big boom of the night as AJ making his way down to the ring alongside Big Justice and the Rizzler.
Very interesting response here in Texas.
Oh, Kyle O'Reilly doing a little Rizzling of his own. Is that how you use it as a verb?
There is.
Yeah, that's how you use it as a verb, I would think. You realize the Rizzler has over 1 million Instagram followers, 1.6 million on TikTok?
That's 1.6 million more TikTok followers than I have.
There's no accounting for taste.
Wait a minute.
AJ there, taking up the rear. Andy Warhol called your 15 minutes are up. You can return the 1990s WCW enhancement talent costume at your will.
Wow. Big boom, AJ. I mean, we've seen on multiple occasions here in AEW that, well, some people are trying to say that his 15 minutes are up. He's defying the odds, defying the expectations.
He's doing his best, certainly. Bit of a desperate attempt calling out the Don Callis family.
As AJ embracing his daughter, his wife there at ringside. Big Justice. Big boom, AJ, the Rizzler.
He's a real philosopher, the Rizzler, by the looks of things, isn't he? He's always thinking about things. I wonder what he's wondering about now.
Why don't you ask him, Nigel? He's right over there.
Yeah, go right over and talk to him. I'd love to see that.
I have my job to do.
Oh, you have a job to do.
As the Don Callis family waiting patiently in the ring. Of course, conglomeration understandably skeptical about getting into the mix before they have their full complement. As Hologram, Big Boom AJ, Tomohiro Ishii, and Kyle O'Reilly stepping in battle here tonight, all in Texas 0 Hour. I'm sure January 1st, 2025. We all had this on our bingo cards.
That's right. And you know what? It's Hechicero going right after AJ here.
Wow. The alchemist, the wizard of the ring, Hechicero. To see him at Hogwarts. Oh.
Well, the Don Callis family may be overestimating there as AJ gonna bring the boom to Hechicero as Ishii lighting up Lance Archer in the corner. Trent Beretta getting hammered by Kyle O'Reilly. Hologram working over Rocky Romero in the conglomeration. Now sending the Callis family into one another, but Lance Archer. Oh, Archer.
Big man still on his feet.
Yeah, he was able to reverse Ishii, but then the 4-on-1 sends Archer to the floor.
You're wondering why Don Callis is not out here. First of all, thank God. And second of all,
no one was wondering that, Tony.
Well, I'm sure there's some people. Of course, Kenny Omega and Okada coming up tonight. I know he is getting Okada ready for that matchup.
You have to imagine, cover here by Big Boom AJ, too. You have to imagine, too, Kyle Fletcher, the change in plans for him, some last-minute preparation in that TNT Championship match. The injury to Adam Cole. Cole forced to vacate the title. Now the four-way coming up later on tonight, which you can see in just over 38 minutes, all in Texas. You can catch it via Prime Video. Scan the QR code at the bottom of your screen. Get a $10 Prime Video credit if you join us here tonight for All in Texas, as Hologram and O'Reilly working in concert here.
Synergistic offense, but they made the tactical error, letting Romero tag in Hechicero. That rhymes.
Yes, it does, Nigel. You tickled yourself. As Hechicero now trying to wrap up Hologram pinning predicament here. Hechicero fresh off a victory last night, Ring of Honor, Supercard of Honor, defeating the great young British star Michael Oku. Hechicero putting on a Yave Clinic, that Mexican submission specialist who very nearly got pinned there by Hologram.
Ooh, look at this.
Hologram, the Tijeras.
Brady Buffett's held on.
Yeah, and Hechicero, very late kick out. Hologram almost caught him there. Oh, Hologram avoids the thrust kick, but now the bypass. Hologram into the ropes for sunset flip, but Hechicero bringing Hologram up by the mask. Pops him up, powerbomb reverse to work on Rana, too. Hologram only had one leg captured. I think that's what allowed Hechicero to kick out.
These two guys are putting on the clinic.
Beautiful leg pick. Hechicero really casting a spell on the young Hologram.
The alchemist of the ring, the mad scientist of Lucha Libre. Hechicero so inventive. His creativity with submission holds, Nigel, is what makes him so dangerous.
Yeah, a number of times we've seen him tie people up in holds that they just can't get out of. But here's a man known for his grappling ability, but submissions as well. Knows a way out of a few of them.
Hechicero trying to cover up, but Kyle O'Reilly, arm breaker on Hechicero, and low drop kick. O'Reilly did not expect that one, and the DDT follows up.
Flat in the center, and now Big Lance Archer.
The Murder Hawk
monster.
Look
at that. Big Boob AJ in the corner. Took him all the effort to stand on the middle rope there. I saw him in the back practicing earlier. 6 or 7 double chocolate chip cookies he managed to get down.
You did not see that. You're making that up.
What are you calling me, a liar?
Yes, I am. As a matter of fact, hang on a second.
As Archer just repeated shoulders in the corner as O'Reilly sent over the top, and now tag made. Rocky Romero, or excuse me, Trent Beretta. Trent Beretta and Rocky Romero, RPG Vice, they've had their share of battles with Kyle O'Reilly in New Japan Pro Wrestling, and now picking up the rivalry back here in AEW. Rocky right in front of Big Justice, right in front of the Rizzler.
The Rizzler's thinking about it.
The Rizzler stands up and defends.
Wow.
Big Justice.
Big Jaundice has grown, certainly. Whoa!
Just pie-faced.
You shut down a kid for crying out loud.
Beretta, he's had some very pointed words on social media about Big Boom AJ.
That he's upset.
And Big Justice, he said Beretta said that if Big Justice was his child, he would put him on a calorie-restricted diet. Among other unsavory things, but...
Big Justice, injustice there, if you ask Big Boom AJ.
It's Big Boom AJ.
It's not Big Boom AJ. Would you stop it?
From my cover here, 1, 2.
From my angle, pretty healthy.
It's Trent Beretta smiling like the cat that caught the canary here tonight. All he did was just bully a child. Rocky Romero building up ahead of Sting. Romero unleashes the drop kick and lining up the celebration. Perhaps a bit premature to my eyes.
I think so. You know what? Hologram, we're getting ready to see, I hope pretty soon, Ishii come in.
If Kyle O'Reilly can make the tag.
If Kyle O'Reilly can make the tag. I really think that it's a great team over there. I know what you think about Big Boom, and there he goes.
Oh, there he goes.
Yep.
AJ sent down to the floor, but O'Reilly is the elbow strikes. Cracking the jaw of Trent Beretta. Beretta answers. O'Reilly comes back, and down goes Beretta. Tag made. The electrifying hologram. Hechicero in for the Don Callis family. Pair of kicks has Hechicero staggered. Reversal. And...
got caught.
Oh, the deja vu into a pinning predicament too. Whoa, very close.
Both men fighting for the advantage there, and kind of 50-50 in the end.
RPG Vice collide. Hook kick coming around the corner from Hologram as Rocky Romero walked right into the Spanish Fly. But no time to celebrate as Hechicero, the dropkick. I think Hologram might have gone mouth first into the ropes. A little tactical error there by Hechicero,
Tag made. Big Tom, he's waiting for the right opportunity to come in. He's the legal man now. I think the officials saw it.
Hologram!
Wow.
Hologram crashing into Hechicero. Hechicero crashing into our desk. And now the Stone Pitbull, the Murder Hawk Monster, battling it out inside an AEW ring.
So much different than Hologram and Hechicero. Wow, what a difference in styles.
Ishii and Archer have had their fair share of battles in the New Japan Pro Wrestling ring. Like RPG Vice and Kyle O'Reilly rekindling their rivalry here tonight as Ishii sidesteps the big man, boot to the midsection. And Ishii, he likes that sheer drop brainbuster, Nigel.
I don't know if he's got the strength or the leverage to get Lance Archer. Look at that, he's halfway there.
Wow, Archer just dumped him.
That is some raw Texas power right there. Wow, that was something.
See the QR code at the bottom of your screen, just over half an hour away from All in Texas. You can join us by scanning the code and join us on Prime Video and receive a $10 Prime Video credit in the process as fans still filing in here to Globe Life Field, Arlington, Texas. Just over 30 minutes away as Archer looking for brainbuster, but Ishii.
Oh my God.
Counters with Wabizu.
Wow. That was strength and leverage. And yeah, how about this? Big Justice Rizzler, they won it.
He knows what to do when the red light's on.
Yes, he does.
Look at this. Big Boom AJ stealing Adam Cole's signature boom.
I don't think that's the case. As a matter of fact, you're wrong.
Who did it first?
You're lying again.
Uh-oh.
It doesn't matter now.
Lance Archer absorbed the contact of those right hands. As AJ looking for an escape, but Archer, no, Archer sent to the outside once again. Thunderous clothesline and a spine buster on Beretta.
That's a bit of payback.
After what Beretta did moments ago to Big Justice, that had to feel good for Big Boom AJ.
Wow.
Romero sent it to Archer. And now, Big Boom AJ left with the bully, Trent Beretta. Poised to deliver a power boom, but Hechicero breaking it up.
Yeah, Big Boom opened himself for it that time. Nothing he could do.
Wide open now, and watch this. Ooh, vicious knee strike.
Vicious is right.
Look at Big Boom, AJ. He's just flopping on the bottom rope, but wait a second.
Hologram comes in. Take a look at the speed of Hologram, what he can do. Oh, God. That'll cut down any speed.
O'Reilly absorbed a lot of punishment in the early part of this match. Back in now, trying to take on two men.
Some of the greatest kicks in all of AEW, no doubt. He just got kneed. Double knee that time, took him outside.
Now Trent Beretta, look at this, gouging the eyes of Big Boom. AJ likewise. Rocky Romero going after the eyes of Tomohiro Ishii. Tony Schiavone, if somebody bullied your son right in front of you, I think you would be more than eager to take out your frustrations on them.
Absolutely, I would. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't even worry about the match. I would worry about the person who did that to my son.
What are you talking about, Tony? You spent half your life bullying your kids.
You're another liar.
Well, Ishii and AJ landed some shots on RPG Vice.
There you go.
And Trent Beretta getting ping-ponged there.
Watch out, big guys in.
Oh, Archer breaking up. The power boom, the choke slam. And the high boot for AJ.
Look at Hologram.
Hologram. Diving Hurricane Run on Archer.
AJ, we're doing everything.
As Echicero with Hologram on the shoulders. Hologram sent to the outside, courtesy low bridge from O'Reilly. O'Reilly, oh wait, O'Reilly caught.
Didn't have the momentum, but this might help.
As Hologram takes flight over Texas and finds his targets.
I think that may have hurt his partner as much as it did the other two guys.
Oh, boom is right. Oh, yeah.
AJ telegraphing the power boom, and Trent Beretta, to hear him tell it, he and Rocky Romero, RPG Vice, the most disrespected team in professional wrestling.
Oh, look at this response. Clearly backs it up.
Well, look at the right of your screen.
The lariat takes down Beretta, but Rocky Romero.
There it was I was talking about.
Well, referee Brandon Martinez down.
Big Jaundice doing back on his feet.
It's Big Justice. Maybe he's going to get a little payback of his own. Justice! The spear!
Killing the business.
Game's gone, Nigel. Never recover from this as Big Justice, but Big Justice out of the proceedings, and now the power boom! And the win!
We bring the
Great power
celebration to ensue, Tony Schiavone.
Great power bomb, Excalibur. Listen, Big Boom wrestled for 10 years on the independent circuit, so going to the ring is nothing new for him. And what a star he has become since that time on social media. My gosh.
And Nigel, his 15 minutes of fame continue.
Well, at least for a few more minutes, in my opinion, one of the most disgraceful things I've ever seen in a professional wrestling ring.
Well, be that as it may, fans, we have a huge night of action all in Texas, just under 30 minutes away. Fans from all 50 states here tonight at Globe Life Field, and visitors from 29 different countries here tonight to see our triple main event. It's winner takes all for the AEW Unified Championship. Kazuchika Okada, Kenny Omega, one-on-one. Plus, timeless Tony Storm will face the top contender for the AEW Women's World Championship, the CEO, Mercedes Moné, and the Texas Deathmatch for the AEW World Championship. Can Hangman Adam Page break Jon Moxley's iron grip on the AEW World Championship? We will find out tonight, all in Texas. Plus, a three-way match for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. The unbeatable Hurt Syndicate have to contend with not just Jet Speed, but the Patriarchy as well. And speaking of tag teams and the Tag Team Championship, some more action here tonight on Zero Hour.
contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, accompanied by Big Stoke from Asheville, North Carolina, at a combined weight of 443 pounds, Dax Diaz and Cash Wheeler, FTR.
Tony, just a few weeks ago on Collision, FTR faced the Outrunners in what was a tag team classic battle.
It was.
But then this past Thursday night on Collision, it was FTR teaming up with Christian Cage and Nick Wayne to take on Jet Speed and the Outrunners, almost like an 8-man preview of some of the action we're going to see here tonight.
Little friendly fire. Doesn't surprise anybody that no one could get along with Christian Cage, even FTR.
Jealousy is a tough emotion to deal with at the best of times, and when it comes to jealousy, Big Stroke there in the center of the ring said that trusting Christian Cage was the worst mistake he ever made. What he's wearing tonight, I think that ranks right up alongside it.
Dax Harwood, Cash Wheeler, FTR, of course, former AEW World Tag Team Champions. They have their eyes on regaining that prize. I think for them it would be so much sweeter if they were able to beat the Patriarchy for the titles.
And their opponents from Miami Beach, Florida, at a combined weight of 450 pounds, Truth Magnum and Turbo Floyd, the Outrunners!
Don't let the appearances deceive you, because the Outrunners, as I mentioned just days ago on Collision, very nearly had FTR taken to their limit in a tag team battle.
Nearly, but you know, to quote the late great Gorilla Monsoon, close but no cigar. The number of tag teams have got close to defeating FTR, and my personal feelings aside, my experience as well, they've been unable to do it. This, the second chance, the second bite of the pie. The Outrunners have got to focus though. I understand they've just got beepers to be updated on their long-running lawsuit against David Lee Roth. He said that he stole the catchphrase, "Hot for teacher."
He makes all this stuff up. You do know that.
What are you talking about? I'm not that inventive.
Yeah, you make all your stuff up, okay? That's okay.
Great look at Globe Life Field there as the fans still filing in for All In Texas, just over 20 minutes away. Truth Magnum, Dax Harwood starting things off for their respective sides.
What do you make of the Outrunners' new gear, Tony?
Well,
looks like a packet of cigarettes.
Yes, I was going to say the same thing. A packet of
the joke you guys completely missed is they're like, I think it looks cool.
Got it.
Hey,
cool.
Sorry.
Okay.
I can't work every night of the week, guys.
It looks more like Newport to me. I don't.
Well, certainly,
like
Magnum and Floyd won't have any problem with their breath. They started out in Vern Gagne's barn. Back in the day, they used to have to do 500 Hindu squats every morning at 6 a.m. But right now, whoa! Take on a real great tag team in FTR.
Dax Harwood, the top wrist lock. As there you see at the bottom of your screen all the ways you can join us for All In Texas, just over 20 minutes away. Prime Video, YouTube, PPV.com, Fubo, traditional cable and satellite providers, Triller, pay-per-view, and Dave and Buster's main event locations in Australia. Oh, wait a second.
Whoa.
Truth Magnum, a reversal there, taking on Dax and Cash. Drop kick.
There we are. Now we know where Bret the Hitman Hart got that from.
You can scan the QR code at the bottom of your screen to join us on Prime Video and receive a $10 Prime Video credit in the process. All In Texas, just 21 minutes away.
You mentioned earlier that we have fans from all 50 states, 29 countries here. Look at this.
FTR there.
Low road.
Doing the right thing, getting to the outside. Yep. The Outrunners looking for their finishing maneuver. Total recall. The 10-time World Tag Team Champions had it scouted.
Big Stoke talking things over with Dax and Cash.
What's Big Stoke wearing? Is that one of those suits that you wear so you sweat a lot? That is not a legal tag, and yet Paul Turner's not going to allow it. Dax the Axe was on the floor, not holding the tag rope. So, oh, look at this though.
Dax gouging.
Behind the official's back.
Yeah, listen, Cash knew what he was doing. He knew exactly what he's doing, enabling Dax to get that unfair advantage.
Get up pretty early in the morning. Ooh, to get one over. FTR.
FTR going to work. Tag team specialist punishing the Outrunners. Outrunners, tremendous tag team in their own right, as we've come to know, Tony. But FTR, they've been, well, we're looking good up until that point.
Well documented, these two teams trained together back in 2024 and early 2025. And that happened before the betrayal, and that's how everything started for FTR.
I'll say though, on here, so they get a cover, looking for the cover, but no.
Cash is fighting it, but he's in the ropes.
Ever since FTR turned on Adam Copeland, whoa! Taking him out. I'll say they've looked better than ever.
They certainly have, Nigel. It's hard to say that, too, especially with their resume as a tag team. And Turbo Floyd going awkwardly over the top rope, coming down on the floor, clutching his knee.
Yeah, clutching that left knee. You are right, Excalibur. And
suffered damage to the knee in the last two matches with FTR. And oh, look at this, yeah. Like the proverbial shark.
Dax Harwood sending Turbo.
There's a knee in the water.
Those very stout barricades.
The Outrunners might need a bigger boat. Like a mirror all night, tip your weight stuff.
Oh! Dax Harwood throwing Turbo into the ring, but also Turbo clipping his knee on the ring apron, and Dax Harwood just going to work.
And this is trouble for the Outrunners. Right now, they're going to stay. They being the FTR, they are going to stay on this knee.
Figure four cinched in. It's on tight.
And the irony of this, of course, Turbo Floyd was the man that taught this hold to the Nature Boy, Buddy Rogers. Then I invented that as well, Tony.
You sure did.
The rope break being enforced by referee Paul Turner, but extra damage being done as Dax Harwood lingered in that figure four. You just get a sense of the enormity of Globe Life Field as the fans still filing in, but
a lot of power behind that.
yeah, Turbo using his right leg. Oh, wait a second! Turbo Floyd caught a seemingly uncertain Cash Wheeler on the way in.
Yeah, misstep was a big break here for Turbo. Enabling to make a tag. Here we go.
Comes Magnum. Oh, a house of fire.
Drop kicks delivered once again. Dax and Cash. Dax and Cash finding themselves on the defensive here. Now the right hand's rated down. Dax, countered by the right hand of Turbo. Or Truth, excuse me. Dax getting a very intimate tour of all three turnbuckle pads and corner the ring post as well.
But as you can tell, there's no one for Truth to tag in if he gets in trouble. Turbo is still on the floor.
Magnum has to do this all by himself. Which, if what I heard from his hotel room last night is anything to go by, he's very used to.
The stuff we put up with.
As Cash Wheeler has no interest in putting up with those shots from Truth Magnum.
Oh, but look, Magnum very careful. Yeah, he's in the wrong corner. Tag made now.
There you go. Led with his fist that time, and it worked out for Magnum.
Now reversal. And swing and a miss. Nope.
Ooh, vicious.
He tried
to the jaw.
Tried to turn away from it, but in process doing so, gave up his head, and Dax Harwood was headhunting right there.
There you see the matches we got coming up at the top of the hour. About 15 minutes.
Cover here made.
A little been more than 15 minutes away, and of course, all capped off by the Texas Deathmatch, Excalibur.
Yeah, that part of that big-time triple main event. You can join us for All in Texas Prime Video, scanning the QR code at the bottom of your screen. Do not want to miss a moment of the action from Globe Life Field here in Arlington, Texas.
Keep a hold on Magnum, who is going out.
And the good news for Truth Magnum is that Turbo Floyd is up on the corner, arm extended for attack. The bad news, at least the bad news, was that he was caught in the grip of Dax Harwood.
Now, Turbo wants to come in, but the question is, what shape is Turbo in?
The left knee of Floyd seemingly holding out okay now. Big stroke there.
Great move by Cash. Great move. They do that a lot. They just come and they slide right between you and your partner.
Gotta be careful what you say, Tony. Right now, FTR in clear control.
Driving the shoulder into the midsection. Truth on the outside. Cash taking flow. Nobody home for Cash Wheeler.
Nothing between Truth Magnum and his partner, but air and hope now.
Cash trying to collect his bearings on the floor. Returned to the ring by Dax, and Dax makes a hasty tag, and now both members of FTR down on the floor.
Oh, there's a race.
Oh, shot block. As Truth was trying to race to get the tag from Turbo Floyd, but Dax Harwood just sending Truth reeling.
Yeah, Dax set that up perfectly.
Lateral press made. And the kick out there by Truth.
Looking through the ropes and then came away with the clip.
Look at this. Right to the kidneys.
Very awkward landing.
Truth Magnum's kidneys aren't the best of things nowadays anyway.
How do you know about his kidneys?
You can tell.
You don't.
Skin.
Perhaps the hotel waitstaff told him.
I saw what he ate last night. Oh, wow.
Elbow drop, nobody home for Dax. Nobody home a second time, Truth.
He's on the wrong apron, though. Magnum.
Backs off Dax, backs off Cash, and now over the top. Sunset flip, attempted. 1, 2, and no. Cash, wait a second. Between the legs goes Truth. And FTR.
Whoa, fingertips away.
Can he make it? Can Truth get it? Didn't get the tagging, but he got the DDT.
And he is so close to getting Turbo back in here.
Oh, look at this.
Oh,
dragging Floyd off of the corner, so no one there to make the tag now.
That's another great move, Nigel. You are right. Second time for Cash Wheeler.
Oh,
late.
Dax Harwood, though.
The master of the skullet. A little too late.
FTR with the chance here. The cover's made, and no.
Boy, as much as you may dislike them, and we do, FTR is a fine oiled machine.
Yeah, Tony, it's impossible to argue with the success they have had as a duo, however distasteful their actions may be.
Seamless offense. Great cohesive synergy. Now just mocking Truth Magnum.
Yeah, unbridled arrogance is what it is.
Truth turning things around. Fighting some rights. Both men, same idea. Both men go down. Dax, to my eyes, Nigel, a bit closer to his corner than Truth is to Turbo.
But look at this now, the distraction with the official. Magnum's got to time his tag. If he tags too early, the official. Oh, look at that. What are you doing?
Shove him too, please.
The official didn't see the tag. Exactly what I said. Truth Magnum, a little premature.
All Turner missed the tag, and now FTR just ascending on Truth Magnum.
Tough break, man. Tough break for the Outrunners, but maybe an opening right now.
Whoa. Paul Turner didn't see the first tag, but he certainly saw that one as Turbo Floyd back into the match, back into the fray, the scoop and the slam. One more time.
The Turbster is impervious to pain.
Turbo Floyd trying to put his team on his back here tonight against one of the all-time great.
The left knee of Floyd seems to be holding up okay.
Absolutely it does. Sometimes you just take a second wind and you don't feel it.
And that adrenaline, that kicks in, but that adrenaline, it's got a shelf life, Nigel. It doesn't last for long.
Starting to run out now as well. Oh, he's got enough for this.
Give me that double by elbow.
Oh!
The double by elbow felt by both members of FTR. The cover. Oh, so close.
Fans were with him every step of the way on that one.
Dax Harwood is talking tongues. He's so beside himself.
And we are under 10 minutes away from All In Texas. That clock is ticking down. We are getting closer and closer to the biggest event on the AEW calendar as FTR. Oh, almost some friendly fire there by FTR. Turbo takes Cash down. The roll up. He's got a handful of trunks, but no.
Decision still hangs in the balance.
Dax like a quarterback calling plays for Cash.
Oh boy.
For that stuffed pile driver is FTR, but Cash bouncing off the top rope as he made his way to the floor. The crossbody, the jackknife, the cover. 2. Oh! Dax at the last moment fires that shoulder up.
You can't get much closer to 3 without it being 3. Turbo Floyd pushing forward. That's exactly what he has to do.
Turbo looking for the sunset flip. Dax
needs the help of his tag team partner.
He got it. But
as now Turbo rolls up Dax too. Oh, again Dax able to make the escape.
What a win it would be for the Outrunners if
be
they
the
are
biggest
able
one
to put down the 10-time World Tag Team Champions.
Would be the biggest one of their AEW career. I don't think there's any question about that. And how close have these counts been?
Inflate that jacket. Big Stoker look like Missy Elliott. He is pounding the mat. He's trying to get FTR back into this match. As the Outrunners, though, looking for the Shatter Machine, but Dax and Cash able to avoid it, and now right hands been employed throughout the night here by Turbo Floyd, but FTR.
Look at this.
Their tag team precision and the Shatter. No.
Whoa, nice block.
Shoulder tackle by Truth. Sending Cash to the outside. And the total recall.
Now we need a cover right now.
Cover.
1, 2. Stoke.
Big stroke, using his stroke on the outside to drag Floyd. Oh boy.
Turbo Floyd obviously not happy with the actions of Stokely Hathaway. Outrunners may have had that match won, Tony.
I get the anger too, Excalibur, but stay away from Stokely. Try to win the match.
He's got caught. So is Floyd.
Roll up here. The feet are on the ropes. Turner doesn't see it, and FTR steals it.
Somebody's got to do something about Stokely. I mean, just take a look at the impact he had in this match in the last 1 minute.
Stokely Hathaway, Big Stoke, whatever you want to call him. He was the difference maker here tonight for FTR, escaping All In Texas 0 Hour with the victory.
Did you get that in 8th grade, you motherfucker? No, I got it last year. That's even more embarrassing, you don't. I know.
Wish I hadn't laid out for that, but either way, FTR top guys out now, heading to the back. And Floyd and Magnum one more time in the losers column. They have to rethink their strategy. maybe rethink their tights as well.
Yeah, I agree with that last statement. But listen, they have nothing to be ashamed of. They really wrestled a hell of a match.
Yeah, I was going to say, Tony, the Outrunners making a very, very impressive accounting of themselves here tonight against the so-called greatest tag team of all time, FTR.
Biggest jerks of all time, I would say.
Turbo Floyd, Truth Magnum embracing in the center of the ring. But FTR scoring the victory here tonight, all in Texas 0 Hour. We are just 5 minutes away from All in Texas, our biggest event in North America ever. It is going to be huge, and it is coming up in just a matter of moments. Nigel, I've got to ask you, the match to unify the AEW International Championship, the AEW Continental Championship, Kenny Omega, Kazuchika Okada, who you got?
It's hard to say, but I've got to go with Don Callis. You've got the man who knows Kenny Omega better than anybody, and the man who's his biggest rival, teaming together. You've got to bet for them rather than against them.
Well, if you are on the fence about joining us live, we are just a few moments away from All in Texas. You can join us on Prime Video by scanning the QR code at the bottom of your screen. We will have a triple main event here tonight in Arlington. Timeless Tony Storm puts her AEW Women's World Championship on the line against Mercedes Moné. Plus the match we just spoke about, Kenny Omega, Kazuchika Okada, a massive battle to unify 2 titles and crown a brand new champion here tonight. And the men's Casino Gauntlet match, who will become the #1 contender for the AEW World Championship, Mark Briscoe and MJF. They will start the match off if it does not end before the 3rd competitor comes in. We will see a multitude of stars potentially entering the men's Casino Gauntlet match for their shot at the AEW World Championship. And likewise, the women's Casino Gauntlet match, Chris Statlander, Megan Bayne joining those number 1 and number 2 spots. A massive advantage as we head into All in Texas later on tonight. A high-stakes tag team match. If the Young Bucks lose, they have to give up their EVP titles here in AEW. If Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay lose, they cannot challenge for the AEW World Championship for 1 year. And a 3-way match for the AEW World Tag Team Championship. Christian Cage, Nick Wayne, the Patriarchy, Mike Bailey, Kevin Knight, Jet Speed, and the unbeatable Hurt Syndicate, the Tag Team Champions, put the titles up for grabs in a 3-way match. And as we announced earlier today, Adam Cole forced to vacate the TNT Championship due to injuries inflicted at him by Kyle Fletcher. It will be Fletcher, Sammy Guevara, 3-time former TNT champion, Daniel Garcia, former TNT champion, and the man who has been a fingertip away from claiming that title, the Natural, Dustin Rhodes. All 4 men vying for the title here tonight. Plus the Ops with their AEW World Trios Championship on the line against Claudio Castagnoli, Wheeler Yuta, and the Mercenary from New Japan Pro Wrestling, Gabe Kidd. And the main event for the AEW World Championship. It's All in Texas, and it will be Texas Death, Jon Moxley, Hangman Adam Page, 1-on-1 here tonight, All in Texas. We are just under 2 minutes away, Tony Schiavone. This is going to be the biggest AEW event of the year, without a doubt.
And you still have a chance to join us, fans. Do not forget, do not be left out. This is our 3rd year of All In. Of course, the first 2 were in the UK, but this is right back in the United States, home of the Texas Rangers in Arlington, Texas. We cannot wait.
Our biggest event in North America to date. There you see the stars competing in our triple main event tonight for All in Texas. Scan the QR code. Join us on Prime Video. This is going to be not just something special. This is going to be memorable. This is going to be monumental, Tony. This is going to be All in Texas.